Perfect. So, and some of you may have finished, right? Exactly. But here's something that good readers often do. We reread to remind ourselves, because it's been a while. We reread and we go back and we kind of clarify. So even if you've already read it, we might have to dive back into some text, today. Is that okay? Okay, perfect, good. So I also want to talk just a little bit, because this is kind of it's a unique story. Because who is telling this story?
The sun.
The sun. This is told from the sun's point of view.
Yep.
You'll keep hearing my energy, my light, my heat. I glow. I do glow, but this is actually the sun talking, right? So the sun is telling this story, which is kind of unique and unusual. And we are trying to figure out with this story, we usually read for a purpose, try and set a purpose for reading. And today we're going to try and figure out the author's purpose. Why did this author write this story? So there's 3 reasons that authors usually write. It's PIE. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Have you heard that before? PIE. Turn to your partner real quick and talk about PIE, author's purpose. See if you can remember the 3 reasons authors write.
What's P for? P for? I can't remember. It's like to make someone persuade. Interest.
I heard a lot of good guesses. Does anyone think that they know one of the 3 reasons? Just tell me one. Sir.
Persuade.
Persuade. Did anyone come up with persuade? And persuade means you're going to try and change someone's mind or get them to agree with you. One time my class wrote a letter to the principal persuading him to give them extra recess. Persuade is one way. What's another reason?
Entertain.
To entertain, just to tell a good story, right? Kick back and enjoy. What's the last one?
Inform.
Inform. Nice job. And what does inform mean? That's all right. What does inform mean? Yeah.
Like tell them about it. Like what you're gonna. Yeah.
Exactly. Information, right? We're getting information. So our purpose for reading today is to figure out the author's purpose for writing.
Spreading out.
Exactly. And we're going to dive into our text to find the clues to answer that. So I see that you're on page 518. Does that seem right?
Yeah.
Okay. 518. And this is a perfect page to be on. Because I want to catch us up. The sun's energy created what? That is now flowing down. Yes? Water. Okay, so go back one page, actually. Let's just kind of orient ourselves. Go back one. There we go. Nice job. And I'm just going to read it real briefly. The clouds cool down. My energy falls in rain. What falls in rain? Energy. The water flows from the streams to the rivers, carrying my energy down, down, down. See how the author even wrote it going down? Okay, so the energy came down in rain, and it flows into rivers and streams. Turn the page. Now we're here again. Yes. And now where is all that energy?
Trapped.
Yes, trapped. It's stuck behind that dam. Okay? It says, a dam. You humans stop the flow. My energy is trapped. Wish, some water shoots down the tunnels into giant turbines. Whoosh, the water spins the turbines round and round. It spins my energy to generators, which make
Electricity.
Now my energy is in the electricity. It flows away in copper wires. So I want to stop for a second and have you and your partner, again, just talk about what happened to the sun's energy from the time it was the sun to where it is now. Just have a brief discussion.
So energy was the hot vapor. It went up into the cloud. the energy could like the energy was like getting old, and then they had to rain, it rained, and water, and so there's new rain. So now it's water. Is that right? This stuff. This stuff. You know what? Even that. I don't even know. Yes.
I know it's a whole thing, isn't it? There's a lot of details in there. So I tried to condense it into one sentence, but I have some blanks. And we're figuring out, remember, why the author wrote this story.
Yeah.
So I said, the sun's energy turns to blank. What does it turn to first? Everyone say it.
Water.
Water, rain. I love it. It turns to rain, and then it flows to what? Say it.
Water.
Good. It flows into rivers and streams, and then it gets trapped in a dam where it is turned to, here's the big word, electricity. Okay, think about what we just talked about, the 3 reasons. This is a clue about why the author wrote the text. I want you to think, does this inform us, persuade us, or entertain us? Think about the main purpose. Look at it for a second and decide. Talk to your partner. Persuade, inform, entertain. Which one?
Inform that that's what happens. That's the right stuff.
Okay, that's
what
me.
happens.
Raise your hand if you thought it was to persuade. It's going to change our minds about something. Raise your hand if you think it's to inform, to teach us something. We're getting information from this. It's a lot more hands. How about entertain? It's just fun, hilarious stuff. No. Yeah. I mean, it's the author. Of course, authors always want to entertain us, right? They want to be fun to read. But the main purpose is to inform. So that's our first clue, but we need to keep reading to see if that continues as we read. All right? So I'm on page 519.
Yeah.
I'll read it real quick. The wires hum, electricity flows. Pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. My energy out to your towns and cities. So now that sun's energy is coming out right here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Turn the page again. My page was this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Good job. All right. So as we're reading this time, there's going to be another thing that the sun is going to transform that energy into. So think about that as I'm reading. You guys can just listen. Each day I shine on earth and warm the air. The warm air rises, cooler air pours in and makes the wind. Swish, swoosh. The wind pushes blades of turbines round and round, spinning my energy to generators, which make
Electricity.
electricity pours into copper wires and flows out to your towns and cities. Okay, I heard the word turbines again too. Did you?
Yeah.
There were turbines with the dams, and now there's turbines with the winds. Did you guys read about windmills last week or recently in the year?
No.
There's a lot about windmills in one of those books. So we're learning all about how the sun's energy is being transformed again. I can almost just change a couple words here in this one. I'm thinking the same one as last time. So now the sun's energy turns to not rain. What is it now? When it has the warm air and the cool air moves in.
Wind.
Okay, the sun's energy turns into wind. And then that wind flows to, what do we call these? What was the fancy science name? Find in your text. These windmills, there's a science term. Anyone else find it? I see you pointing. On the count of 3, tell me that word. 1, 2, 3.
Turbines.
Turbines. Good job. Does it get trapped in those turbines?
Yeah.
Yeah, it spins and it spins and it spins, and then what does it get converted into?
Electricity.
wasn't it? So that's clue number 2. Do you think that's to persuade, inform, or entertain? Everyone?
Inform.
Okay, now we have 2 clues that have pointed to inform. I should maybe keep track of this. Persuade, inform, and entertain. We have 2 votes for inform. Agree?
Yeah.
Alright, so we have a pretty good feeling, but again, we need to still confirm this, okay? So turn, oh wait, don't turn. We get another form of energy here. Oh, I'm using yours now.
No, go for it.
Okay.
That's how I teach every day.
Good.
Oh, it's right behind you on the stool.
Okay, I'm in good company. Thank you. All right, page 521. Are you with me?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Green plants catch my light and use my energy to help build leaves and stems. What do we call that? Do you know that fancy word? Hope you have your hand up again. Plants use the sun's energy as food. That's how they get food, right? They don't have teeth and stomachs.
Yeah.
So it's called photosynthesis. So, try that.
Photosynthesis.
Nice job. So they're taking the sun's energy. That's what helps them stay green. It helps them grow and build plants and stems. Turn the page.
Yes, we do.
Yes, you do. Listen.
It goes until 5:31.
And I see them by the window so that they can get what?
Sunlight.
The sun's energy. Very smart. All right, here we go. My energy builds each bush and flower, reed and cactus, fruit and tree. My light fuels all the plants on earth. Some of the plants are eaten. My energy flows to everything that eats them. So now I bet we can maybe use this again. You think we can get more use
We
out
have
of
sun energy.
it? The sun's energy, turns to what? Let's say is, ooh, food. I love that. Good job. Turns to plant food,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Turns to plant food.
Yeah, I can clear that screen out if you want.
All right, we're gonna. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
The sun's
Sorry.
energy turns to plant food, and then what does it help those plants do? Yes, sir.
It helps them like grow and get taller and be more healthier.
Exactly. And then what happens to some of those plants? Look in your text if you don't remember. What happens to some of those plants? It's a sad ending for the plants.
They get eaten.
That's right. They get eaten. The sun's energy turns to plant food and is eaten. Does it turn into electricity once the animal has eaten it?
No.
No, that part does not make sense, right? That would be the end of our sentence. Okay, it's eaten. Is that sentence, does that help persuade, inform, or entertain?
Inform.
Agreed.
Inform as one.
I
The
think
concept.
we might know the answer to this, but let's keep reading.
Oh.
What if they throw us for a loop at the very end? You have to be careful. Page 523. Other plants die and are buried. Some were buried millions and millions of years ago and turned to coal. Then my energy stayed deep underground, locked inside the coal. I can change a few words. The sun's energy turns to plants. The plants die, and what does that turn into? Coal. Okay. The sun's energy turns to plants and is turned into coal. Now let's see if this part stays the same. Okay? Turn the page. Do you know much about coal?
Yeah.
Correct. I've yet to get. What else do you know about coal?
It's a good source to keep fire on it.
Yes, absolutely. When I was little, we used to have a big old barbecue grill, and we would use charcoal briquettes. And they were just these little chunks of coal. And it took forever to heat them up, but they stayed really, really hot.
For a long time.
Yeah, so think of those like dark pieces of coal as we read the next section.
Those are the good pieces.
Are you on 524?
Yep.
Here's where I want you. I think we may have gotten a little ahead. Okay.
It's going into
Crunch, roar. Now you humans dig up the coal. You haul it out and burn it. The fire heats water into steam. Whoosh! The steam shoots against giant
turbines,
which spin round and round. They send my energy to generators, which make
electricity.
from coal-fired power plants, electricity flows in copper wires out to your towns and cities. What do you think? Can I keep that last part of our sentence?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it fits. The sun's energy turns to plants and is turned into coal, where it is turned into
Electricity.
persuade, inform, or entertain. Inform again.
Yeah. In a form is
So it is. Now we gotta see if I can keep using this sentence.
Hang on. That's my note right here. Good job.
All right. Turn the page. We're getting. Have you seen these before? Just looking at the picture, there's solar panels right here. Talk to your partner about anything you know about solar power.
You can walk outside. When I'm
We've seen some. Do we see my calculator?
Class.
Yes.
I heard a lot of good ideas. These are kind of rare, especially in Billings, but they're the new hot thing right now. Does anyone know anything about solar panels that you wouldn't mind sharing? What do you know?
When they're pointing at the sun, they make power.
Nice job. When they're pointing up at the sun, they can make power. What else do you know?
When the sun's reflecting off the solar panel, when the solar panel is reflecting off the sun, it makes energy for the TVs and stuff.
Did you already read this page? It's almost spot on. Put your finger on this page and let's read it. Here we go. My light falls on solar cells and charges their electrons. No turbines, no generators. Electricity streams across the cells, which pour it into copper wires. Electricity flows to the building below. No turbines this time. It just goes right into the cells. So they sit on the roof of the houses and they absorb all that energy and store it. And then what happens when a person flips on a switch?
They uses the electricity which drains the battery. Like this,
So then it recharges every day when the sun comes out. Let's read this next page and see if we can come up with a sentence. I'll read the page, you just listen. When darkness falls, you turn a switch. From rushing wind and water, from burning coal, from silent solar cells, you let my energy into your room. Electricity lights the night. Inside a light bulb, a wire grows hot. It glows. Inside a fluorescent tube, gas is energized. It glows. So I think we might need to make some adjustments to my sentence here, though. But we do know the sun's energy, where does it go? According to page 526. Raise your hand if you have a way that I can make this work. The sun's energy goes to what? What was the main idea of this section? Yes.
on the solar cell?
That's right. It goes in onto the solar panels, right? And each solar panel has all of those cells. The sun's energy shines on solar panels. And where does it flow next? Let's look in your text here. It charges their electrons. No turbines, no generators. Electricity streams across the cells, which pour it into
Copper wires.
I think that's a good one. The sun's energy shines on solar panels and flows, I should have kept it, to copper wires. Can we keep this sentence?
Yeah.
Let's read the whole thing. The sun's energy shines on solar panels and flows to copper wires where it is turned to electricity. Think about it. Decide if it's persuade, inform, or entertain. I know you already know. What is it? Inform. I think we have a winner. You think?
Oh, yeah.
Unanimous. Turn the page. You've done it. Here we go. I'll read, you relax. Follow along with your eyes. When you turn on lights at night, they look like stars have fallen down to earth. Those lights are energy from me, your golden star, caught and transformed by your earth and by yourselves. For a moment, my light illuminates your towns and cities. Then, like the starlight from which it came, it fades back into space. So now we can really think about the author's purpose. And we can even start I'm going to give a sentence starter for you here. Okay? The author's purpose, the reason the author wrote this, the author's purpose is to what? One more time. Tell me. Yes. To inform us. But here's what I want you to think about. About what? About wolves and their habitats? Is that what we learned from this?
No.
About how candy is made?
No.
Okay, then turn to your partner and come up with the finishing part for that sentence.
So, do you think the author's purpose is what? What gives solar and what charges So, the author's purpose is to inform us about.
Okay, here you're getting quieter, so I'm going to call you back. Willow, would you mind telling me what you just said?
It's about electricity and the sun's coming about.
Ooh, I like that she included two really important keywords. I see you nodding. The sun and electricity.
Yeah.
Okay, at first I was thinking just electricity, but I'm thinking, wait a minute, the whole thing was about the sun and the sun's energy. So how can we put all that into one nice sentence? Do you have an idea? Ooh, solar. Solar energy. Solar means sun, right? So that's an important piece of that. That's a detail. What do you think?
We can put it in a sentence like the author's purpose is to inform us about how the sun's energy creates electricity for humans and helps feed the earth.
Mic drop.
And helps feed the earth.
Yeah. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
You just put all those important things into one thing. Anyone else? You love that? Me too. The author's purpose is to inform us about, and you might have to help me again, how
the sun's energy.
Thank you, sir. The sun's energy
is turned into electricity to help us and feed the earth.
Woo! Give them a round of applause. Woo! And help feed us.
Oh, we just had to step out. He ran up.
Oh, and run the earth. Okay.
Yeah,
What
feed
about
us
it?
and it's turned into electricity and helps feed us.
Isn't that what he said?
Uh-huh.
Feed the earth.
Feed
Feed us and the earth.
Help feed the earth.
Good. Thank
Help
you.
feed the
Because
earth.
we are part of the earth.
I tell you what.
We're
Hot dog.
That's another lesson though, Mrs. Lewis.
I
We could totally go into that.
So
So there's kind of our keywords that we use, right? As we read the story, we just tried to find our clues and use our text evidence to support the clues, and then kind of wrap it all up with that big sentence at the end. There's a lot in that story, wasn't there? Take your hands, pat yourself on the back,